I'm Jonathan Herps. For those who haven't met me, I just realised earlier, talking about John Frick, I think I've got more institutional memory than a lot of you here in the room these days. I'm a mentor and a coach and a consultant to Phil and the leadership team going back. So perhaps you can blame me for some of the good and the bad. I just wanted to start by correcting Phil. He made a comment that at a gathering in 2021, he kicked off the 3-year vision. In fact, it was I found the photo, 4th of August 2022, and it was in the restaurant just up the road from the Preston's office.
We did actually rent it out of our December 21 gathering.
Anyway, the point I'm making is, in that restaurant there's a private room, and in that room we gathered very crowded together, and there were 18 in the photograph that I took that day. And I think your staff is about 40 now. Is that about right? About 40. Think about the growth in that 2 years alone in the number of bodies at HiPAC. It shows you how much this business has grown and is growing. So Phil's asked me to talk about 2 stories that I've talked about, which is all about the Make It Easy strategy. Make It Easy strategy is, how do we make it easy for our customers to do business with us? How do we make it easy for you, our team, to do business with us? So how do we make it easy for our suppliers to do business with us? Because if we can get that strategy right, we will be better than any of our competitors. So Ritz-Carlton, you may have heard of, it's an international hotel chain. They're renowned for their service. And I would just want to roll out 2 quick stories. My wife and I and our toddler, I used to live in the Middle East, and we had to go to Qatar for business. And we stayed at Ritz-Carlton. Client was putting me up, so I got with my local night ticket. And we couldn't work out why my toddler daughter wanted to keep going back to the hotel room. It's like, we've got pools, why did you keep wanting to go back to the hotel room? And it was because the Ritz-Carlton had trained their staff in 2 ways. Firstly, they got the processes and systems right, so that all of the routine just happened. But then they gave the staff the ability to think. And in this case, one of the small items of the Ritz-Carlton, they're famous for the teddy bears they give to children who are staying, and they're also famous for their 2 really good chocolate chip cookies. So every time we left the room, the maid was coming in, tidying up the room, and hiding the teddy bear and a cookie in a different part of the room. And over the 3 or 4 days we were there, my daughter was starting to pick up on this. She was less than 2, and kept wanting to go back to find the teddy bear and to find the cookie. If you think about it, and that wasn't prescription from Ritz-Carlton, it's just what the maid was allowed to do. And she delighted us. So if you think about HiPAC, one of the things, and Phil's just mentioned it, we put a lot of processes and systems in place, and I think the leadership team appreciate it. We may have gone too far with that. But we're looking for you guys to excel at that customer, delighting the customer. So think about the Ritz-Carlton when you're dealing with your clients. And going back to, if you go back to the King Air, the aircraft and the Tara Lads Hospital, how do we delight the customer, obviously, hopefully, profitably, the way this maid did? The other story about Ritz-Carlton was, and it's before the internet, an executive was staying in Florida, and he left the Ritz-Carlton going to Hawaii, and he was giving a major presentation in Hawaii. And he realised when he got to LA that he didn't have his laptop there. And he'd left the laptop in the hotel room in Florida. So he rang the hotel and got the receptionist and said, I've got this presentation in a day and a half in Hawaii. I don't know how you do it, but I desperately need this laptop. So the Ritz-Carlton in those days, they still do, but I can't remember what it is. The Ritz-Carlton in those days had a $2,000 discretionary bonus, discretionary benefit for every member of staff to fix stuff. Okay. The receptionist used her $2,000 budget to jump on an aeroplane and fly that laptop. She took the laptop to Hawaii, okay, and delivered it to the executive in Hawaii. Now I'm sitting here now, this is pre the internet. I'm sitting here now telling you the story about the receptionist using a $2,000 discretionary to fix things for customers. Think about how many people like me have told this story about the Ritz-Carlton. Okay? That's the basis that has been built on. Okay? I'm not sure if some of you may not be aware of this, but I have a photograph somewhere of Phil and Priscilla on the road trip, and Priscilla's at the back here. If you haven't met Priscilla, that's the boss. Phil and Priscilla on a road trip across the Nullarbor in a van with an operating table in the back. Something screwed up. The operating table had to be there for a major demo in Perth. The only way, well, it probably wasn't the only way, Phil and Priscilla to do a road trip. And he drove the operating table with Priscilla across the Nullarbor to deliver it on time to Perth. Think about that and the customer didn't even necessarily know about it, but from an internal message from us, that's IPAC, that's the excellence we're looking for. I'm not suggesting you will go to drive even just no, please don't get me wrong. I'm sure we could have organised a career. But, and Phil didn't say to me that it gave you equality time for his wife and an experience, which was phenomenal. But think about making it easy and the excellence the message, that message gave. A couple of years ago, I had to have emergency surgery for acute appendicitis. Typical man, left it far too late. When I finally went in to Barrow Hospital, they said, well, you're going straight in, we're going to cut you off. And typical man, I'm half drugged up on the operating table. And I asked the theatre nurse what brand of operating table am I on? And she looked, she said, it's the table. I said, oh, I'm really pleased about that. She said, why? I said, well, I work with you. She said to me, how's Dwayne? She hadn't seen Dwayne in 8 years. She said to me, how's Dwayne? And I said, you know, yes, he's a fabulous guy, and blah, 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 blah. And I said to her, could you please pin a post-it note to me? I said to remind me of this conversation, and I rang Dwayne, and a week or so later he rang the theatre nurse, had a little chat, they called up, and lo and behold, he sold an operating table about a year later. Yeah, that's the relationships we want you guys, and we know you have, but we want to empower you guys to have with the customers. A couple of weeks ago, I was in Golden with Phil, and I apologised to the cleaners. I was very strong with Phil, and I was writing with texters on the windows of the conference room. The conference room was a big whiteboard. And as I did, I asked Emma and Indy to come in and join us in the room. And I said to them, what would you change? What are we doing that's not good? That's not right. And Emma and Indy just came up with this list of ideas. I think there were about 6 or 7 of them. We'll take a photo. One of the things Emma said was, give me responsibility for, notice this, give me responsibility for signing up service contracts. And Phil and I went, well. She said, well, every time we sell an operating table, I've got to follow, I've got to make sure it's there, I do the emails, I do the phone calls, etc. Let me sign up, give me the responsibility for signing up service contracts. How good an idea is that? Give me the responsibility for renewing warranties. How good an idea is that? And this is, and Indy's coming up with some ideas for mental health. And I'm just thinking, I'm being blown away by, here are 2 family staff members, not senior, not hugely senior, coming up with ideas and wanting to take on responsibility. And coming up with a process that works better than the one we've got now. And coming up with a system that works better than the one we've got now. That will lead to more sales, which will lead to more of the growth I show and Phil was going to share with you later on. We want you all to be thinking that way. We want you to be thinking about the business in a different way. We've got processes and systems in place at the moment. As Phil said, may have gone too far. I'm not suggesting we blow the place up again, but we are suggesting that we want to hear from you. We want to hear how to make it easy for our customers and our staff to do business with IPAC. I wrote on a napkin, and I got it a bit wrong when we were doing something, thinking about this before last. We were in the press here with some customer experience centre. And, you know, I've got to say, the first time I got together with the leadership team was in Gold, a very different leadership team in those days. Full circle, George was on and now he's back on again. And Dwayne forcefully, really argued, as you know Dwayne you can, about building an operating theatre in the back of a semi-trailer and shipping the thing around Australia. And it was a great idea. But, you know, it was going to cost a $10 million. But, you know, here we are 2.5 years later, and we've got a, what, 1.2, 1 whatever plus $1 million facility that's been invested in the last year to build that thing for you guys to bring new customers to. No, my comment, bring new customers to. Work out a way to get on one plane if you have to pay for the results, fly them in and show them that thing. It's phenomenal. That should be part of your business development. They don't think you need to be screening it